Irene calling from joining from Kuala Lumpur, and then we have CY from Singapore, and Usa is joining us from Bangkok. So today we're going to talk about, more a little bit deeper about, our preparations toward, preparing our PCC credential exam. And then probably the first part of it, we talk about a little bit of resources and also, the logistic part, how are we going to prepare ourselves, whether to do it online or even at the person view. Probably the third part, is how do we prepare, the present, which is the self, physically and mentally. And that is the part, and probably the first part of it. And then the second part, probably we would like to talk about, during the exam day, are you ready? Are you ready to take for the exam? And then probably, what are the tips from each of us? Hopefully it's going to be useful, for all of you who are preparing, the exam, probably in the near future. The last part of it is like the post-exam. The post-exam is like, let's celebrate if you pass the exam. And what's next, for all of you, what are the things that you can do and what is probably, you need to be doing, once you pass your exam. So without, further ado, let's get started. First of all, we talk about the resources. Okay. So I think we have actually put whatever resources that we have used in a Word document, and then we probably would share it with anyone who is actually interested, and we're going to post it up on our YouTube channel, right, CY?
Yes, yes, yes. We'll have the link there, and if you are interested, you can just click on it and you will be able to access the whole list of resources that all of us have been using, and we find it very useful. Of course, the resources is not exhausted. It's not exhaustible. I believe nowadays there are a lot more resources. So of course, these are the ones that we find it very useful. So feel free to check it out.
Yeah, I think the other key component that we probably a group of coaches of probably 7 or 8, we actually like to get together and on a Zoom meeting to discuss some of the questions. And I think all of us would probably agree, how useful and powerful uh, in this group discussion, because that we would probably share, our learning, share our insight together, and then we can see, different people from different perspective, how they actually, look at the question, from their perspective. That is, very useful. And then we give ourselves some moral support as well, for those who are preparing, or probably next week they're preparing, what are the, encouragement, we give to each other. Anyone wanted to talk more about that?
I think for me, I really have benefited from this group, especially the group discussion, because I joined the group discussion since the very start, and then I was the last person to take the exam.
Oh, really?
So yes, yes, and from that I joined numerous sessions. So it's like always reinforcing different perspective. What are the different strategy I can use to really sieve out the best and the worst, particularly the worst that I'm always confused about. Yeah, so if you are able to, get yourself a study group, that is priceless.
Right, right. I think during the group discussion also we actually reinforce, the ethics and core competencies, the coaching ICF core competencies among ourselves, and this is very important because it's actually, we are able to remember, not by heart, but it's like, be able to the being an ICF, coach, what you need to demonstrate, you know, um, to even your client, or even, preparing yourself for the PCC exam. Any other thoughts that Usa, would like to, share with the group?
Yeah, what I would like to share is about the process. How
Mm.
we discuss the example from the mock test. So we let everyone in the group to guess which one is the best, which one is the
Yes,
worst, and
I
the
like the word. Okay.
explanation. So after that, we review the correct answer and then we discuss again. So we discuss, we guess, and we review the correct answer together like that.
So how is that benefited you in preparing you for the exam then?
I think every single participant has their own experience, their own opinion. But when we were learning together, when each person has explained their thought, their ideas, and then we learn from everyone like that. So maybe sometimes I was wrong, sometimes I was correct, sometimes the other. So we remember which one should be the correct one, and we know which one is the expert in this category or this area. So we remember that. And sometimes we think in this way, but our friends in the group think in the other way, but they are correct. So we remember what is correct, what is not correct from
Yeah,
that group discussion.
it's learning from their perspective. It's like where are they coming from, and which core competency and ethics that actually they use to make a to guess the answer. I think that is useful to all of us because we will not be able to get all the answer correctly. So we learn from others. I think that is the key insights that we learn from each other. But of course, I think we have another way of doing it is like what happens if you do not manage to find a group of people preparing for the exam. What will you do then? Then probably I'll pass it to Sue like that.
Yeah, for me, while I have this group, right, I still feel, to be frank, a little insecure, especially towards the exam. So there are times where we couldn't meet as a group. So what happened was I will try to use AI to help me generate different scenarios, and then and I try to answer it on the site, and then again look at the explanations to why certain options are the right or the wrong ones. Yeah, and check on it. And in fact, that is not the only way for you to tap on AI. You can actually use AI to help you generate fresh cards.
Oh,
To test
really?
yourself. Yeah, to test yourself. With regards to this particular competency, what does that mean? What are the behaviors that is demonstrated? When we talk about certain competencies, so that really helps me a lot. Yeah.
So
So
meaning
these are
that you
some.
use AI to generate question for you.
Yes,
Wow.
generate questions, generate answers, generate the explanation as well. Yeah.
So how good are their questions on a scale of 1 to 10 then? One being the worst, 10 being the very good answer, questions.
I wouldn't say it is totally similar. But I would rate it according to it helps me to lay a foundation. I would probably give them a 6 or 7.
Wow, that is a good
Yeah.
rating. It's a good scale number.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't use that because probably I didn't think about that way.
I think
Otherwise,
that was when I was desperate. When I feel insecure. Yeah.
so when you're desperate, it tends to be creative, right? So sometimes it's like, oh, don't push people to the corner because it's like you get people to probably rebel, but somehow you can create creative idea and it works.
Yes, and you can actually get it to generate different sets of 78 questions for you to practice. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
It's
why
free,
not?
right? It's free resources, right?
Yeah.
Wow, awesome. So nice. So nice to hear that. Otherwise, it's like, wow, I should have used AI to help me to generate questions. It's like, yeah, we tend to, read more and very often they call competency and ethics. And we usually need to buy, the mock questions. I didn't know that.
So
This
actually, of course, there are a lot of those free resources. Well, if you are willing to spend on that, by all means. But for those who are more budget constrained, AI is a good source.
Thank you. Very awesome. Thank you for this great resources. AI to generate question. This is like, oh, I should have used it. Then it's like, oh, I don't have to, hunting for all the more questions, everywhere. Okay. Anything else you want to add to talk about regarding the resources? Besides study, you need to study. You need to study before you pass the exam. So why?
I think in general, for resources, other than those that we have mentioned before, the core competencies, the code of ethics, and then, competency for MCCs. What else? And also all those videos available,
Right. Right.
on the ICF website. I think in general, those are the important ones, the foundations that no matter what, I feel you should get in touch with before you go for the exams. And I feel with those resources, they would have sufficiently, personally, in my opinion, sufficiently prepare you. And then moving forward, you need to really practice because, again, the time management for the exam is important. 78 questions is a lot. So go for some practice of mock exam papers. That will be helpful.
Right. Anything else you want to add, Ilsa?
Yeah, I would like to add about the core competencies. So if we are taking the exam for PCC, I would like to emphasize on PCC markers. So
yeah.
Take a look about that series because they are the answer for PCC markers for PCC level like that.
Yeah, and probably I would like to probably end with, the minimum requirement for MCC. That would be a very useful guide for you, to at least help you to determine what is the worst answer during the exam. Okay, PCC is to demonstrate the behaviors. What else? MCC would, the minimum requirement would help you to at least give you an idea what would be the potential worst answer. I wouldn't say it's 100% useful, but at least it help you have a better idea in each of the competency, what would be potentially the worst answer that you could pick during the, the exam day.